What's up, guys? In this episode we're going to do a little French theme. We're doing a French omelet with French toast. So with French toast, the biggest thing is going to be obviously the bread. You can use all kinds of different breads. You can use just standard like wheat or white bread. You can use artisan bread or French bread. I'm actually going to use an apple streusel bread today. Makes it really good, really sweet. It's a great bread. The higher class, the more expensive the bread is, probably the better the French toast is. So I wouldn't use just like a standard white bread or wheat bread because it's not going to be very good. It's going to be kind of boring. So pick your bread wisely. You chose Paul. So the first step in making French toast is always going to be beating your eggs. I'm just using 2 eggs here. Just beating those up with a little bit of half and half, a little bit of vanilla extract, and a little bit of cinnamon powder. For this, because I'm using an apple streusel bread, I'm not going to make the batter super sweet because the bread is already sweet. If I was just using standard bread, I probably would put some sugar, maybe some brown sugar, make the batter itself a little bit sweet. But like I said, because I'm using a sweeter bread, I'm going to leave this more just like an egg wash. So get that nice and whisked, and after that, we'll take it to the stove. So before we take it to the stove, we obviously have to soak the bread. You don't want to leave it in the egg wash too long because it'll become soggy. So just give it a dunk on one side, flip it, and then immediately take it out. So we'll heat a pan up on the stove on about medium heat. Once it's hot, we'll put some butter in, melt the butter, throw the French toast right on there. About 1 to 2 minutes on both sides. Give it a flip, another 1 to 2 minutes, and you're pretty much ready to go. Just don't cook it too hot because the middle will be mushy and raw egg and the outside will be burnt. Just kind of like a steak, just cook it slow on a low heat and you'll be good to go. Okay, now that your French toast is done cooking, you'll just throw that on a plate, top it with whatever you want. I went ahead and topped it with the apple topping that I made a few videos ago, and it goes perfect with the apple streusel bread. Now, let's get to the French omelet. This is the hard part. A little more technique, a little more skill, and a little more fun. So step 1 is going to be the ingredients that go inside the omelet. Today I'm going to use bacon for my meat. For vegetables, I'm going to do onions, red peppers, scallions, and garlic. For the scallions, just cut the root off the bottom. I'm going to use the white part to go in the actual omelet, and then I'll use the green part as just a topper to put on the top at the end. So once all that's chopped up, we'll throw the bacon in a medium pan. We'll get that going, and then we'll throw the veggies in. Also, while we're cooking the bacon and the vegetables, we will also add the seasoning now. So I like to put salt and pepper, a lot of pepper, on the bacon when it's cooking, and then as I add in the vegetables, I'll add some garlic powder, some cayenne, some crushed red pepper. I don't have jalapenos, so I'm kind of adding some heat with some seasonings and some more salt. You'll let that saute, pour that on a plate, then you're gonna take a paper towel, clean the pan real quick. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just don't want a bunch of stuff in there, and then we'll start the omelet. Now to the eggs. So we'll just combine the eggs and the milk together, whisk that thoroughly, starting to feel like deja vu in here, and then we'll pour that onto a hot stove that's been oiled. Alright, so the key to cooking a French omelet is going to be very low heat, and it's just going to be a slow cooking process. If you're impatient, this might not be the omelet for you. You might want to stick to the diner style, just the bifold. While you're cooking it, you're going to be kind of stirring the eggs, almost like you're going to scramble them, but not quite as rough as a scramble. Just a very slow stir, just kind of making small circles, and you're almost kind of creating those micro folds in the egg, and you can see it kind of get some texture as you do it. So the purpose of cooking it long and slow is you want no color on the egg. You want the egg to just be yellow as can be, no brown spots, no darkening, just pure yellow. Once you can tell that the egg is mostly cooked, not all the way done, but mostly done, you'll put the toppings. This is going to be a trifold omelet, so all of your toppings are going to go in the middle. So we'll start with the topping of the bacon and the peppers and stuff, then we'll go cheese because you can't have an omelet without cheese. Now we'll start the slow and painful flipping process. So you might want to use 2 utensils for this. That will make your life a lot easier. Just slowly try to bring up one side without tearing it, and then slowly bring up the other side over it. Traditionally, French omelets would be served upside down just to show the biggest face of the omelet, that it's just yellow, it's cooked perfectly, it's not overdone, it's not dry, it's still very moist and ready to go. But today I just did the traditional trifold, a little bit easier, but it still looks delicious. You might even say it's trifling how delicious it looks. You get it? Once you get both sides folded, you can still leave it on the heat a little bit longer because it's still not fully cooked, and when you flip it, the little bit of the raw egg is going to go towards the middle and kind of pull in the middle. So give it another few minutes, then you're ready to plate it. I'm going to top it with the green part of the scallions that we talked about earlier, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. If you're a cheese lover, top it with a little bit more cheese. We got the French toast, we got the apples on top, we got the French omelet, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Alright guys, that's it for today's episode. We got the French omelet, the French toast, the French theme, everything's French except for me, I'm an American. And I'll see you guys in the next one.